What is up, everybody? It is SCFC fan here, and today I'm going to be doing my EFL predictions from the Championship to League 2. Now, I've been wanting to do this video for quite a while now, but I couldn't do it last week, so I'm really can't wait until to start this, of course, and I'll be pretty much doing this every single game week where I do predictions, so I can't wait. And yeah, I think it's the second time I've had my voice on this videos, so yeah, let's get it started. Now, we are going to start with the first Championship game, which is on tomorrow on a Friday at 8 o'clock. Plymouth Argyle versus Luton Town. Two teams who haven't got off to the best start. Plymouth down in 20th, Luton in 15th. Now, they've both had similar starts of the season, quite next to each other in the table. The form isn't that good. Obviously, Plymouth won against us, but Luton are starting to regain their form back and starting to get stronger and stronger. Now, I don't see them getting promoted back to the Premier League, but I do see them finishing at least mid-table or a bit higher this season, because anything could happen this season. You can move from top to the bottom, so anything can happen, but obviously it's a really good game. Plymouth, the last 5 games have been loss, win, loss, loss, draw, while Luton's has been win, win, loss, loss, loss. Now, it's quite hard to pick a winner out here between these two, but I am going to pick out a winner. I think it will be Luton Town 2, Plymouth Argyle 0. Moving on to the next Friday action, which is down in League 2, Tranmere versus Salford. Now, both right next to each other in the table. Tranmere in 16th, Salford in 15th. So they've had a mixed bag of a start to this league. Tranmere looking just to stay mid-table-ish in the league, while Salford are underachieving. They should be going for promotion to League 1. Now, if we look at their last games, Tranmere in their last league game lost 3-0 to Colchester, while Salford lost 2-0 to Walsall. So mixed starts in my opinion. Not in my opinion. In the league, so it will be very, very tight game, but I see Salford running out as 1-0 winners. Now we are going to the 12:30 kickoffs in the Championship on a Saturday, and we'll start off with Blackburn versus QPR. Blackburn, absolutely brilliant start in the league. They sit 4th in a playoff spot. Whilst QPR sit bang on mid-table. Now, both these teams were expected to finish mid-table-ish. Blackburn were predicted to go down after their last season, and QPR were quite near there, but the last head-to-heads, QPR won 2-1, Blackburn won 4-0, so it's quite even here between the two teams. Again, in their last game, Blackburn drew 0-0 with Preston, while QPR drew 1-1 with Millwall, so both drew in their last games. Blackburn with their manager John Eustace as their manager. He's got off to a really good start, and he did really well coming in for Blackburn to steer them away from the relegation zone, and they've got them up in 4th. Now, if they continue these performances, they can stay up there. Of course. But on to the result, I think the Blackburn versus QPR game will be a goalless draw. Going on to the next game, Derby County versus Norwich. Now, both teams mid-table, so you'd think it is evenly matched. Their last two games, Derby lost 1-0 to Sheffield United, while Norwich beat Watford 4-1. Now, this can go anywhere. Poll 1 at the start of the season was not fans wanting them out. I don't know if they still want them out now or they want to keep them in and give them a chance. Norwich, obviously, they're having somewhat, to their extent, a bad start to the league. In their opinion, they want to be pretty high up and be back in the Premier League. So this match can be evenly matched, but I think Norwich will win 2-1. On to the next game, Sheffield Wednesday versus West Brom. Both have had opposite starts. Sheffield Wednesday sit in the relegation zone, while West Brom sit first place at top of the table, just above Sunderland. Now, this game can go anyway. But I think I'm leaning to more one way, in my opinion. I'll just get this prediction quick. I think it will be 3-0 win for West Brom. Now on to the first 3 o'clock kickoff game in the Championship, Hull v Cardiff. Now, Hull, they won their last game against, I think it was Stoke, while Cardiff, they sacked their manager, Errol Bulut. So they're going managerless into this game, as they've still, as of recording, have not found a manager yet. So, will be a really hard game, but I think the result will be 1-0 Hull City. On to the next game, Leeds versus Coventry. Now, Leeds sit in 6th place with win, loss, win, win, draw. Well, Coventry sit in 19th with loss, loss, draw, loss, win. Now, Coventry, absolutely awful start of the season. They'd expect way much better. Kind of top half of the table, while Leeds, I think they expect to be a bit higher as well. They sit in 6th place. The Leeds fans, some Leeds fans aren't quite happy with Daniel Farke, but I think they should stick with him for now, because it is quite early in the season. 10 games hasn't even been played yet, but I think Leeds will get a comfortable win here. 2-0 Leeds. Middlesbrough versus Stoke. Now, we've just played Middlesbrough, beat them 1-0. And Stoke not had the best. Well, they've had a good form except from last game. But Narcis Pelach lost his first game at the helm of Stoke. At Stoke against Hull City. I think it was at their ground, at Stoke's ground. But this time they are away from home at the Riverside Stadium up in Middlesbrough. And I think this game can go anyway. And I can see Middlesbrough bouncing back from the 1-0 defeat here in Sunderland. It will be 2-0 Middlesbrough. Millwall versus Preston. Now, I think this game will be quite close, pretty close in the table, 18th and 21st. But Preston, with Paul Heckingbottom, they've had a balanced start. If you ask me, Millwall not had the best start of the league, but room for improvement can happen. So if we look at the head-to-heads here, last season it was both 1-1 draws. So it could be anything. Anything could happen in this game. Could go anyway. But I think this game, I cannot decide a winner. So I think it will be 1-1. Now, on to the next game. Oxford United versus Burnley. Oxford United lost their last game to Bristol City. Well, Burnley won against Portsmouth. Now, another newly promoted side who started off very well. This season in 9th place. Obviously, the loss has put them down a little bit. But I don't think Oxford United will bounce back from that defeat. And I think Burnley will win this one 3-1 to the Burnley. Now, on to the next game, Portsmouth versus Sheffield United. Portsmouth have had a rough start of the league, haven't won a single game yet. Loss, draw. It's in 23rd, just above, I think it's, no, it's not Plymouth, Cardiff, who have 1 point. I think this game will go in the hands of Sheffield United very easily, 3-0 to Sheffield United. And on to the final game, Watford versus Sunderland, my team. Last time we went over a Vicarage Road, we lost 1-0. That's when we had Mike Dodds till the end of the season. Now we have Reggie Labrie. He has still a lot to prove as the manager of Sunderland. Sunderland is a very big club, and if you want to succeed as the Sunderland manager, you need to do well. And he still hasn't yet proved yet, even though we're second. But I think in this game here at Vicarage Road, I think Mundle will definitely start. I think they'll give Connolly a chance off the bench, but I think Mayenda will definitely start. Roberts on the right hand side, Patson in goal, of course. Mepham, I think he'll be back on the bench despite that really good performance, unless they take out O'Nien, which I don't see doing. I think they'll put Ballard back in because he's a key player for us, and I think we'll comfortably win this one 2-0. Now on to League One for the 12:30 kick-off games. Crawley versus Bolton. Both teams have not had a very good start of the season, both in similar positions. Crawley coming up last season, Bolton losing the playoff final to Oxford last season. Now, anything can happen. Bolton have just come from a loss against Arsenal in the Cup, and now I think this game can go anyway, but I think it'll be 2 each, 2-2. Reading versus Huddersfield up next. Huddersfield have lost their last 2 games. I still see them going up, of course, but their last 2 games have not been the best. While Reading also losing their past 2 games, but I see this game going Huddersfield's way. 2-0 Huddersfield. Next up, Birmingham versus Peterborough. Obviously, the title charges. Birmingham just behind Wrexham, who they did beat the other week, two game weeks ago, beating them. So I think they'll definitely win the league over them, unless Wrexham do really well after that defeat. Anyway, Peterborough obviously wanting to go up from League One as well. They're just below the playoffs, so they can go anywhere from there. They can go down or up. I think up is the way they go. But I think the game will be Birmingham written all over it. 3-0 Birmingham, I see in this one. Blackpool versus Burton, and what a start for Steve Bruce at Blackpool. He had terrible spells at West Brom, Newcastle, and multiple other clubs, especially Sunderland. Didn't have a good time at Sunderland either. But Blackpool, can he get Blackpool promoted to Championship and do well and establish himself as a manager again? Burton, on the other hand, are in the relegation zone. That's where I predicted them to be. I predicted them to be rock bottom. It could happen. But I think we'll definitely go down to League 2. But I think it'll be, again, another win for Blackpool. 2-0. Up next, Bristol Rovers versus Wycombe. Bristol Rovers sitting 20th and Wycombe sit mid-table. Now, both teams, well, Bristol Rovers not the best start. They could be contenders to go down this season, while Wycombe, they'll probably just stay in League 1. But I don't see a winner in this one. I think it'll be 0-0. Cambridge United versus Lincoln City. Cambridge United sit bottom of the table. All losses in their past 5 games. Lincoln just sit just below playoffs. Now, Lincoln think they will reach the playoffs this season. Not sure about if they'll go up. Cambridge did not expect them to get relegated this season. I thought they'd finish somewhere in the mid-table. Obviously, I do not expect them to go down, but if they continue the form, they will go down. And if they do better, then they'll stay up. So I really want them to stay up. And if they do, that's good. But they're in the path of Lincoln, and I think they just won't get any points from this one. They'll remain on 0. They'll remain on 1, sorry. And it will be 2-1 to Lincoln. Up next, Leyton Orient versus Wrexham. Wrexham sit top. Leyton Orient sit just in 16th. Now, really, I don't see any other result other than a Wrexham win. So let's just get it over with. Wrexham 2, Leyton Orient 0. Next, Northampton versus Mansfield. 2 teams, mid-table. Didn't expect any of these teams to be mid-table. I thought they'd be lower, bottom half in this league. But it's going to go anyway. But I think Northampton will snatch it 1-0. Shrewsbury versus Rotherham. Now, both teams in the relegation zone. Rotherham, a team I did not expect to be in the relegation zone. This game can go in anyway. I'm going to go for the last 2 games that they played. Shrewsbury won 3-0, and then they drew 0-0. Now this time, I'm not sure about this time. Can go either way, but I think I've just have that feeling that Shrewsbury will walk out with a 2-1 win. Stevenage versus Charlton. Now Stevenage sits 16th while Charlton finish 4th. Now where's I forgot his name? Nathan Jones. Got brought in last season, didn't have the best start in terms of the end half of the 23-24 season. Now I think this game will be just what I think the way it'll go, and the way I think it'll go is probably Charlton's way. So I think it's going to be a 4-0 thrashing away from home for Charlton. And the final 3 o'clock kick-off game in League One is between Wigan and Exeter. Now both teams sit just mid-table, and this game can go anywhere. Wigan haven't travelled all the way down to where Exeter is. Not sure how far that is from Wigan, but it'll be a good away day for... actually no, never mind. I've got it wrong. Wigan are at home at the DW, so Wigan have the advantage, but I have that sneaky feeling that Exeter will get the win. 1-0 Exeter. Barnsley. And finally, Barnsley versus Stockport County. 7:45 kick-off. I'll just keep this short and sweet here. 0-0. And now, on to the final league, League 2. Starting off with Harrogate versus Bradford. Now, both teams have had opposite starts of the season. Bradford, who sit in 8th, Harrogate sit in 20th. I'm going to keep this League 2 part very short, so I'm just going to put my predictions in straight away. I think this one will be a 3-2 win to Harrogate. Not Harrogate, Bradford. Also versus Colchester. Now Colchester, many other predicted them to be in the relegation zone after their survival on the final day last season, but they have started off quite well. Mid-table, Walsall have started off exceptionally, which they are in an automatic promotion spot now. I think this game can go anywhere, but it will be a draw, 0-0. Bromley versus MK Dons. Bromley in 18th, MK Dons in 19th, so the game can go either way, but I'm predicting a 6-goal thriller in this one. Bromley 3, MK Dons 3. Grimsby versus Carlisle. Grimsby sit in mid-table, while Carlisle, after their relegation to League 2, sit just above the relegation zone of League 2. Now this game is a very interesting game to watch, but I think in this game Grimsby will win 2-1. Cheltenham versus Fleetwood. Two teams that got relegated to League 2 last season. Now, both teams sit mid-table. So, could that be where they are all season? Could they move up? Could they move down? I don't know. I think they could just stay mid-table. I think this game will go 2-1 to Fleetwood. Doncaster versus Chesterfield. A game, I think, are two title contenders for League 2, maybe. Doncaster, they sit in 6th, while Chesterfield sit in 10th. Both teams, I think, would have been title contenders, and they still could be, and I think they will be. So I think this game will go 2-1 to Chesterfield. No, actually, no. 4-3 to Chesterfield. Barrow versus Gillingham. First versus second. What a game this is going to be. Two teams. I did not expect these two teams, except from Gillingham, to finish this high. Unless I don't remember, because I literally don't remember my prediction. I have to scroll all the way down on my posts to see. But I think this game will go either way. But Barrow 3. Gillingham 2. Morecambe versus Notts County. Believe it or not, my PE teacher in school is refereeing this game. Morecambe versus Notts County in League 2. So good luck to him in that. Versus Notts County. Morecambe, bottom of the league. Haven't won yet. They came from 2-0 down against Fleetwood, I think it was. But this game will have a lot of goals. 2-2. Crewe versus Newport. Just going to keep it short and quick. Crewe will win 2-0. And finally, Port Vale versus Swindon. It will finish Swindon 2, Port Vale 1. If you enjoyed the video, please give a like and maybe subscribe on the road to 600 before Halloween. If we can get that, I'll be overjoyed and very happy. But thank you for watching my EFL predictions video, one of my first this year, and I can't wait to bring out more throughout the game weeks. So I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.